Emotions running high at the Capitol today. We'll show you why. Plus, 2 days since devastation, how the people of Norman are rebuilding after tragedy. And OU SGA visits Congress to discuss student loans. We're live in Washington. This is OU Nightly.
Chaos at the Capitol as state troopers make an arrest. Thanks for watching OU Nightly. I'm Dana Searles.
And I'm Catherine Liberta. We begin tonight with breaking news. State troopers arrest a person inside the state capitol this afternoon.
OU Nightly's Pepper Papura is following this story. Pepper, this happened after a bill passed that is stirring up emotions across the state.
That's right, guys. LGBTQ+ activists are outraged after the House passed a bill that would ban gender-affirming care for anyone under the age of 18. Police say one protester lashed out at a lawmaker in the Capitol.
This video from our partners at News 9 shows the Oklahoma Highway Patrol taking down a protester after they allegedly poured an unknown liquid over Oklahoma Congressman Bob Ed Culver.
It actually progressed down several flights of stairs before the trooper was able to catch up to the protester and tell them that they were under arrest.
OHP trooper Eric Foster says the suspect then moved away from the lawmaker and an officer pursued to make an arrest. Foster says the protesters struck the officer before they were taken to the ground and arrested. He also says this incident is unusual.
Almost all of the protests that we have up there are very peaceful between law enforcement and protesters.
House Bill 2177 prevents healthcare professionals from providing gender-affirming care to anyone under the age of 18. It also prevents insurances from covering gender-affirming services for anyone in the state of Oklahoma. If the bill becomes law, OU student and transgender man Ezra Koenig says he might leave the state.
My family's here. My home is here. I've grown up here for 22 years, and the possibility of me having to leave just to receive health care, to be safe in my own community, that's hard.
Trooper Foster says the person they arrested is at the Oklahoma County Jail and will be facing several charges, including assault and battery on a lawmaker, assault and battery on a state trooper, and resisting arrest. The bill now moves on to the state Senate. In the newsroom, I'm Pepper Papura, OU Nightly.
Thanks, Pepper. Severe storms hit East Norman Sunday night. The people living in the impacted area are saving what they can and thinking about the next steps. OU Nightly's Jaden Brannon is live with what Norman residents are doing now. Jaden.
Catherine, Dana, I'm here on Conway Drive, which got a pretty good hit from the storm, and people are here trying to salvage what's left of their homes, but they're also starting to plan for what's next.
Savannah Poland thought Sunday was going to be a normal birthday dinner until the sounds of sirens filled the skies.
We were sitting in the living room and all of a sudden the sirens went off. Thank goodness we had our phones and we had service because we didn't know it was a tornado until after it hit us.
2 days later, several Norman residents are still picking up the pieces and thinking about what's next.
We got a storage unit, so we're putting everything that's not an absolute necessity in there. And then insurance has been contacted and been pretty helpful for everything else as far as like outer damage.
Crews have been working around town to restore the power lines as fast as they can, but some residents are still in the dark.
I'd say our main issue we've had has been the power grid. For most of the community, I've been out of power for about 36 hours.
OG&E posted on their website they expect 95% of power to be restored by 11 p.m. Tuesday night.
Now, there's still quite a bit of crews and people that are still working in the area, so if you do happen to come by, see if anyone needs help, just please be careful and watch out for them. Reporting live in East Norman, Jaden Brannon, OU Nightly.
Thanks, Jaden. And the battle over student loan forgiveness hit the nation's highest court today. The Supreme Court heard arguments about President Biden's plan to allow many loan borrowers to shave money off what they owe. OU Nightly's Noah Mack is in our Washington bureau and joins us live with the details. Noah?
Thank you. It's been 2 days since a tornado tore through the city of Norman, and the city of Norman has had to close many of the roads that students use to get to campus. And students tell me that they are frustrated by these road closures and are having a difficult time getting to campus on time.
2 hours.
That's how long it took some students to get to OU this morning.
It was pretty crazy because my apartment complex is right next to a light, and the power lines went right across their entrance and exit, so they all had to go through my apartment complex to get out. So there was a lot of traffic.
The main cause of these road closures were fallen power lines.
They only were allowing one lane of traffic to go through because the power lines were down on the side of the road.
No matter how much traffic students sat in this morning, being late to class was a common theme.
When I was coming back this way to campus, I was stuck in traffic for like 20 or 30 minutes, and I was late to class this morning at 9 a.m.
The Norman Police Department tweeted earlier today that Highway 9 is back open, but there are still many roads on the east side of Norman that are closed. And we haven't heard when those roads will open back up, but we'll keep you updated on our social media. Reporting live on the South Oval, Bailey Coyle, OU Nightly.
Thank you, Bailey. It's day 2 of cleanup around Norman, and 2 students now balancing school without a roof over their head.
OU Nightly's Victoria Anderson joins us from their street with a look at the damage. Victoria?
Catherine, Dana, as you can see here, the damage is extensive on this property. The garage completely knocked over, windows busted out, and doors missing. But inside, what you can't see, are 2 Sooner students just trying to start over.
We're taking the bar this summer, and so hopefully we have housing prepping for the bar.
The biggest test mentally, now tasked with the biggest task physically, cleaning up and restarting.
It just sounded like someone was running a car through it.
Braden Reed says as the tornado swept through his street, he was not ready.
The first OU alert I got was the one that said it had ended. Bit late, personally, but...
And with multiple guys in the house, one was already taking shelter.
Our house was destroyed by the May 3rd tornado in '99. My mom's instilled a fear of tornadoes in me since I was a little kid.
But these students say OU is going the extra mile helping them out.
My school's checked on me, and all my friends have been checking on me.
The students say they do have a temporary housing plan in place and are looking to start a GoFundMe. But for now, you can donate to Red Cross and United Way. In Norman, Victoria Anderson, OU Nightly.
Thanks, Victoria. And temperatures skyrocketed into the upper 70s today, and dry conditions means the fire weather is a big risk for parts of Oklahoma.
That's right. Just Braden Co. tells us which areas are at risk for these conditions. Braden.
Yeah, Catherine, there's definitely fire danger out across portions of western Oklahoma right now, but take a look at Norman right now. We've got beautiful blue skies overhead, temperatures in the upper 70s, but that dew point at 18 degrees is what's leading to the fire danger, along with these gusty winds. And that combined with these extremely low dew points across western Oklahoma is leading to fire danger. And coming up in the show, I'll talk more in detail about that fire danger, plus severe weather and a late week cool down. Back to you.
Thanks, Braden. And OU student government leaders are in Washington today after the Supreme Court heard oral arguments for a case that will directly impact student rights here on campus. Student loan forgiveness, Noah Mack is live at the Supreme Court with how SGA is advocating for OU voices.
Yeah, so SGA has been here since Sunday night. They've been meeting with the Oklahoma congressional delegation. And one of the big topics they've been focusing on is college affordability. And that all hangs in the balance of the plan that's in discussion right now. Here's what the SGA president had to say about Biden's plan.
It's a great short-term solution. However, I think there's definitely a lot of strides that need to be taken specifically with our state for just making it more affordable and give them more scholarship opportunities to our students and more grants for our students to thrive academically at our school.
Sophomore Emily Schultz approaches this issue with a unique perspective, being an international student from Sweden. She said one of the best parts about college is getting to meet people from all walks of life, and says that experience hinges on affordability.
If you take away the possibility of college affordability, you also take away the diversity of students that can attend and the whole aspect of an actual real life education. We all need to promote each other, to lift each other up, like together, right? Because that's what a society is for me.
Well, 25 million people have already applied for this program, but that all depends on this decision that's expected to come out this summer. Reporting live from Washington, D.C., Noah Mack, OU Nightly.
Thanks, Noah. In Uvalde, Texas, survivors of one of the deadliest mass shootings in the country speak out for a change. Ireland Fitzer has that and the rest of today's national headlines from the News Center.
Today, outside of the Texas state capitol, survivors of the Uvalde mass shooting are rallying for gun reform. Supporters are pushing for the age to buy firearms to be raised and red flag laws to be stronger. This rally comes more than 9 months after gunmen killed 19 children and 2 teachers at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde. The trial of Alex Murdaugh continues. Today, Murdaugh himself admitted to lying to the police about his whereabouts. He stated he was, in fact, at the dog kennels on the property where his wife and son were killed. He blamed his lying on paranoid thinking and his addiction to painkillers. On the stand, Murdaugh also admitted to defrauding his clients and partners for a decade. Murdaugh still pleads not guilty to 2 counts of murder. TikTok will soon be banned from all U.S. government-issued devices. New York Representative and Homeland Security Committee member Nick Lalita comments on what should be done.
There's hundreds of other apps that Americans should explore rather than the one promoted and maintained by the Chinese Communist Party. We should get off TikTok right away.
The White House has told federal agencies they have 30 days to remove the app from the government devices. The House Foreign Affairs Committee will soon vote on a bill that would also help ban the app across the nation. For us here in Oklahoma, Governor Stitt has already banned TikTok for state-issued devices. Following that ban, OU has also blocked access to the app on campus Wi-Fi. Dana, Catherine, back to you.
Thanks, Ireland. And next here on OU Nightly, astronomers discovered new galaxies.
How scientists are reacting.
Plus, and thanks to technology, now 2 missing men are identified.
Coming up, how researchers made that discovery.
Prepared as your family if a tornado shows up at your doorstep, or a flood, or a hurricane. You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan now. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
let's go.
You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Yes. Make a plan today.
Did you know that items like paint, cleaning solutions, pesticides, solvents, and other chemicals are considered household hazardous waste? These chemicals are dangerous to our environment and water quality when they are dumped in our storm drains or gutters. Fortunately, the City of Norman has a dedicated household hazardous waste facility where you can properly dispose of these items. Call 405-366-5463 to make an appointment. For more information, visit bit.ly/Norman Stormwater.
A new discovery made by the James Webb Space Telescope has scientists questioning the origins of galaxies. OU Nightly's Carolyn Felling has this story and more in today's Science and Technology.
Dana, Catherine, the discovery revealed 6 massive galaxies. Take a look. Scientists say those galaxies existed between 500 and 700 million years after the Big Bang that created the universe. The findings were shared in the journal Nature. An author says the massive galaxy formation began extremely early in the history of the universe and may change what astronomers had thought settled science. She said they expected to only find tiny young baby galaxies at that point in the universe's timeline. And in health news, a new study reveals that celebrities may have helped foster an anti-vaccination sentiment during the COVID pandemic. Researchers looked at nearly 13 million tweets between January 2020 and March 2022 about COVID-19 vaccines. They found more than 45,000 tweets from celebrities like Nicki Minaj and Joe Rogan that discussed vaccine issues in a negative light. The negative tweets generated more than 16 million likes, and the study does not explain why celebrity tweets would influence attitudes about the vaccine. It was published in the journal BMJ Health and Care Informatics. And out in Ohio, 2 missing men for decades now identified thanks to modern technology. On Monday, Ohio's Attorney General said this facial reconstruction bust has led to the identification of Theodore Long. In August, Ohio's Bureau of Criminal Investigation released the rendering, which they said belonged to a black male who was between the ages of 30 and 44. The release led to the identification of Long, whose 1981 case had long gone cold. Another technology, genetic genealogy, helped identify Robert Sanders, who went missing in 1987. The cases remain under investigation. Catherine, Dana.
Thanks, Carolyn, and that's some really interesting information. And plus, we've had just a very crazy week for the weather here in Oklahoma. I mean, with the tornado on Sunday, and now we've got a warm up. I mean, it feels completely different here.
Definitely. Braden, what can we tell us about the second chance of the storms coming through this week?
Yeah, ladies, unfortunately, we're going to be kicking off March with another chance for severe weather, and I'll have more on what the threats will be coming up on OU Nightly.
To Sofia and Gabriel. Even though these old knees can't follow on your adventure to the forest today, these flowers represent my love. These stitches and threads join us together. And wherever you see a flower, a bird, a beautiful tree, know that my love is with you.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
Hey world, I have a quick message. It's about safe driving. All right, let's go. Anytime you're driving, have the seatbelt buckled tight. Both hands on the wheel and your phone out of sight. When not in your hand trying to text somebody back. Because if you do, your car might get smacked. The moral of the story, just put your phone down. The people on the road will stay safe and sound. Put your phone down, put your phone down. People on the road will stay safe and sound. Yeah.
The central and midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year, and lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region too. So chances are, there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are, you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
The family's visit to the forest inspired a beautiful question. Mother, mother, am I a tree? You tell me to stand tall. You tell me to stay rooted. I think I am a tree. My child, of course you are. But what kind of tree will you be? The kind to hug or the kind to climb? Doesn't matter what you choose, so long as you choose to be a tree that's kind.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
Welcome back to OU Nightly, and as you can see, on Sunday night we had 7 tornado reports, and specifically here in Norman, our tornado has been preliminarily rated an EF2 with wind speeds up to 135 miles per hour. It was on the ground for 26 miles, had a maximum width of 400 yards, and unfortunately resulted in 12 injuries. But right now we're looking at much nicer conditions across the state with temperatures in the 70s statewide. But with these warmer temperatures and lower dew points comes the threat of fires. And as you can see out in western Oklahoma especially, we've got a high threat for fires out there. And that's why we have these red flag warnings in place across the Tulsa metro area, as well as a large portion of western Oklahoma. But as we come into the next few days, we will see a chance for some rain here across southeastern Oklahoma, and this especially starts to ramp up as we head into the day on Thursday, where a much larger chance for rain returns to the state, and this will continue as we head into the day on Thursday, and even a chance for some snow up here in northwestern Oklahoma Thursday evening into Thursday night. Now, with this next storm system, we are talking about severe weather here in southeastern Oklahoma. We've got a marginal risk on Wednesday, and then an enhanced risk on Thursday. Now, our rainfall forecast is showing several inches of rain possible in eastern Oklahoma, and this will continue for the next couple of days as we have above average rain chances for the next 2 weeks, as well as below average temperatures returning in the 8 to 14 day range. Lows tonight will dip down into the mid-40s here in the Oklahoma City metro area, getting below freezing up here in Guymon and sticking into the mid-50s here in southeastern Oklahoma. Highs tomorrow will rebound into the mid-60s here in central Oklahoma, some 50s in northwest Oklahoma, but the 70s are sticking with us in southeastern Oklahoma. And the next 7 days, you can see that storm system moves in on Thursday, clearing out by Friday, and then warming up as we head back into next week. Ladies, over to you.
Thanks, Braden. Stick around. Sports is next.
Prepared as your family if a tornado shows up at your doorstep, or a flood, or a hurricane. You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan now. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
let's go.
You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Yes. Make a plan today.
Did you know that trash, like plastic bottles and fast food wrappers, can carry germs and bacteria? When these items are tossed in the street, they eventually find their way to a river or lake and have a negative impact on aquatic life. Keep our waters clean by putting your trash in the bin. For more information, visit bit.ly/Norman Stormwater.
Meet the Scan, a simple procedure whose mission is to detect lung cancer early.
I'm here to save you!
But I feel fine.
That's great, but you may still be at high risk for lung cancer.
Oh man, that's a new fence.
If you smoke, early detection could save your life. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Hello, I'm Zoe Watson, and it's time for sports. OU women's gymnastics continues to reign over the Big 12. For the fourth time this season, 3 Sooners sweep the Big 12 weekly awards. Jordan Bowers is the Women's Gymnast of the Week, Catherine Levasseur earned Event Specialist of the Week, and Faith Torres took home Freshman of the Week. And an OU softball player showed out against UCLA and earned a Big 12 weekly award at the same time. Alex Storako has earned the Big 12 Pitcher of the Week for that performance. Storako threw a complete shutout against the then #1 UCLA at the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic. Storako is 4-0 on the mound with 26 strikeouts so far in the season. And OU men's basketball looks to sweep Kansas State tomorrow night. In their last meeting, the Sooners dominated the Wildcats 79-65, which snapped a 7-game losing streak. Anna Yasinusa Taylor Robinson and Maddie Williams will play their final home game Wednesday night. All OU Super Seniors rank Oklahoma's top 12 all-time scoring. In their last meeting, OU rolled over the Wildcats 85-68. The Sooners will be honoring the seniors on the team after the game. That's it for sports. We'll be right back.
Did you know that items like paint, cleaning solutions, pesticides, solvents, and other chemicals are considered household hazardous waste? These chemicals are dangerous to our environment and water quality when they are dumped in our storm drains or gutters. Fortunately, the City of Norman has a dedicated household hazardous waste facility where you can properly dispose of these items. Call 405-366-5463 to make an appointment. For more information, visit bit.ly/Norman Stormwater.
Hey world, I have a quick message. It's about safe driving. All right, let's go. Anytime you're driving, have the seatbelt buckled tight, both hands on the wheel and your phone out of sight. When not in your hand trying to text somebody back, because if you do, your car might get smacked. The moral of the story, just put your phone down. The people on the road will stay safe and sound. Put your phone down, put your phone down. People on the road will stay safe and sound. Yeah.
The central and midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year, and lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region too. So chances are, there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are, you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
The family's visit to the forest inspired a beautiful question. Mother, mother, am I a tree? You tell me to stand tall. You tell me to stay rooted. I think I am a tree. My child, of course you are. But what kind of tree will you be? The kind to hug or the kind to climb? Doesn't matter which you choose, so long as you choose to be a tree that's kind.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
Update desk. 5 men sit in the Canadian County Jail tonight, and officers arrest the men for facilitating sexual communication with a minor, lewd acts with a child under 16, and intent to distribute a controlled dangerous substance to a minor, and violations of the Oklahoma Computer Crimes Act.
Thanks, Darian. With many still struggling after Sunday's tornado, calm skies were a relief today.
Let's check in one last time with Braden CO for our temperatures tonight.
Yeah, ladies, it's shaping up to be a beautiful evening out there today with light southerly winds and temperatures in the 60s here at 7 p.m., dropping into the 50s by midnight, and then the next 7 days. After our storm system on Thursday, we're shaping up to have a nice weekend with temperatures warming up into next week. Back to you.
Thanks, Braden, and thank you for watching OU Nightly. I'm Catherine Liberta.
And I'm Dana Searles. Be sure to tune into OU Nightly every weekday live at 4:30. Good night.
Is your family if a tornado shows up at your doorstep, or a flood,